Paul Miles here, your host of Unsigned on the Beach Radio, which showcases unsigned acts from around the UK. So sit back, relax, and hear the stars of tomorrow as we unleash Unsigned.
You're listening to the Beach Radio.
This is the Unsigned Show with Paul Miles. He puts you on the platform you deserve. The platform you deserve. Send your music to Unsigned.
Thank you for your time. Mine was just fine, I guess. Still picking up the mess.
It's Unsigned with Paul Miles. Send us your demos, MP3s and links to YouTube. Let us put you on the platform you deserve.
Okay, so welcome along to Unsigned. My name is Paul Miles, and every week you send us your MP3s, your links to YouTube, and I really appreciate it because without you guys, we wouldn't have a show. Now, a few weeks ago, we featured a young lady from the US of A called Demi and the song's LA Will Wait For Me. Now, this has done really well here in the UK. It's done brilliantly on Unsigned. It's also done great on the other stations that we actually syndicate the Unsigned show to. So LA Will Wait For Me has got some pretty much fantastic airplay through the three stations that Unsigned actually syndicate to, and also other radio stations, not just in the UK but also across the world, because I've been hearing this young lady on quite a few shows and she's getting some really good airplay. Now, I managed to grab her for a little chat on Unsigned, so we'll call this the Demi Michelle special, and she joins me now on the line, but not from LA. But where are you from? It is the lovely Demi Michelle. How are you, lovely? You okay?
Hello, I'm so excited to be here and to answer a question from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Yes, that's it, Pittsburgh. So, just sort of mileage-wise, how far is Pittsburgh to LA?
A couple thousand. Oh my gosh, you're putting me on the spot already.
Oh no, that's not too bad, is it? I
think it's like 2,000 something, 2,500, something around there. Guys, don't yell at me if I'm wrong, but 2,000, I think, around there.
So, tell us what's Pittsburgh famous for, apart from being mentioned in that classic James Brown "Living in America" song?
You know, the sports teams are huge here, like the Steelers and the Penguins and the Pirates. So people from Pittsburgh are like super excited about the sports teams. And also our point, it's called the Three Rivers. Like there were the Three Rivers meet. The point downtown is like super cool to hang out at. But overall, it's the sports teams that are really famous here.
I see. Right. Fair enough. So if I was coming to Pittsburgh for a visit, what would you suggest I come and have a look at?
Definitely go downtown. Market Square is super cool, and Station Square. We actually have what's called the Gateway Clippers. So there's boats that sail along the rivers, which is super cool. I've actually had a party on that for my Sweet 16. So that was super fun. So just go downtown, and also the bridges. Like we're basically known as a city of bridges. There's a ton. So just go downtown and walk around. There's a lot to see.
Fantastic. Okay, someone did actually mention, is that famous for an Andy Warhol museum still there?
Yes, that is here too. Yep. Yeah, and also like around Christmas time at PPG Paints Arena, there's the PPG place. There's a skating rink where you can skate, and they put up a big tree, so it's like really nice. But yeah, their arenas, the PPG Paints Arena where the Penguins play, has a lot of big artists come for shows. So yeah, we have a lot of great things here.
Brilliant. Okay, so for the sake of our listeners that may have never tuned into Unsigned before and are listening for the very first time, tell us a little bit about the song LA Will Wait For Me. How did it actually come about?
So LA Will Wait For Me is a super special song to me because I have family who live out in California. My aunt and uncle live out there, and They live in San Clemente, which is south of LA, but every time I go, we take day trips to the city. And so I obviously haven't been back there for a while because of COVID, and I was really missing it. And my friend Madison Young, who I co-wrote the song with, actually went to school in LA, and so we both have ties to the city and both really miss it. So when we were talking one day, we decided to write a song about it, and it was super therapeutic for both of us just to kind of relive our memories from there and talk about how much we love the city. And at the time of writing it, we weren't planning on doing anything with it. We kind of just wrote it for ourselves, but as the time went on, I realized like I wanted to release it as a single, and Madison was totally cool with that. So yeah, that's how that came to be.
Fantastic. I love that. Well, guys, we are going to play that song right now. So, Demi, do you want to introduce it to our listeners?
Sure. You're listening to Unsigned, and this is my single, LA Will Wait For Me.
It's Unsigned with Paul Miles.
LA will wait for me.
So there you have it. That is LA Will Wait For Me by Demi Michelle. And you can stream that on all the usual platforms. I mean, Demi, any sort of physical music products out at all, like CDs or vinyl? Is that something that's sort of coming up, or are you just totally streaming?
For LA, it's just on the downloading streaming platforms, but for my album coming in the fall, I'm planning on doing physical CDs.
Oh, I love this. Fantastic. Oh, brilliant. So how you say the fall, so for the sake of our listeners over here who aren't up with the American terminology, so the fall is around November time, is that right?
Oh, right, yeah, like autumn. Do you guys call it autumn? Everybody kind of call it autumn, yes. Too. Right, yeah, so it's actually, I'm shooting for an October release, so yeah, end of the year.
Oh, nice. Okie doke. And how many tracks are we looking at on this album?
There are 11, so there's 10 songs, and then there's a bonus track, which is an acoustic version of one of the songs.
Oh, wow. Oh, exciting. And this is this being recorded as we speak, or is this something that's gonna come soon?
It's actually already recorded. We're in the mixing process right now.
Oh, brilliant. I love that. Okie doke. So tell us about the new single, because it was out yesterday. So tell us more about this, because I know I slipped up a few weeks ago, didn't I, our production? That was so funny that day. I'm sure my producer done that on purpose to me.
Yeah, no, that was really funny. I was actually going to co-write when that happened, but I always screen record your shows because I like to listen back, and I heard that and I was like laughing my butt off. It was really funny.
So tell us a bit about it. Well, actually, tell us the name of the song and we'll get it on right now.
So this is my new single, Will I Ever?
Will I ever know how it feels to fall in love? 'Cause I've never, will I ever?
Wow, so there you go. That is the first play of Will I Ever here on Unsigned by my guest on the line. It is Demi Michelle, all the way from the US of A. I love that. Thank you very much. Let us know what you think, guys. Hit us up on the socials and tell us what you think of that song, please. You got behind LA Will Wait For Me. Get behind this one. So what's the story, Demi, behind this song?
So this is very different from LA, as you heard.
Yeah.
This is definitely my most vulnerable song yet. And I think, like, as a songwriter, my goal is to share my story, no matter how scary that can be at times. And so Will I Ever is definitely the first piece of that. And it's basically talking about how I've never been in a serious relationship, and I'm kind of wondering if I'll ever know what it's like to fall in love. And so that's what this song's about. And it is also the first track on Dear Diary, which is the name of my album.
Oh, I love this. And will LA be on that album as well?
You know, it's not, because my album's pop and LA is definitely country pop. So I definitely just want LA to be a standalone single.
Oh, okay. That's it. That's interesting. That's interesting you say. So what would you you class yourself as? So you're more of a pop artist, is that what you're saying, or more of a country artist?
So that's an interesting question because I've always been a pop artist, but ever since Kelsey Ballerini released Homecoming Queen, I've fallen in love with country too. So at the moment, I'm doing both like country and contemporary pop. And so I'm kind of exploring both. So we'll see how that goes.
That's interesting. Don't you feel that there probably room to sort of share that on one album, or do you think that would just mess things up?
Definitely, like, I think like the songs on the album, most of them are very contemporary pop sounding, and the country music I've been working on is super country, so it wouldn't really make sense. But there is one song on the album that is pop country, so you can kind of hear a little bit of that in it. So yeah, I kind of like to blend them when I can, but as far as albums are concerned and feature EPs, I kind of like to keep them consistent and cohesive with genre as much as possible.
Okay, interesting. Now, tell us a bit about yourself. We've heard your songs; they're absolutely fantastic. But who is Demi Michelle? Who are your favourite artists?
Oh, so Julia Michaels is my favorite. And she, if you guys don't know who she is an incredible songwriter and artist. Issues was her big breakthrough, if you've heard that one. And she's my favorite because she's very authentic in her music, and I tried to do that as well. And along with Julia, Kelsey Ballerini, who I mentioned already, she's my favorite country artist. And my third favorite is Taylor Swift, because I feel like she's a great example of somebody who's not afraid to push genre boundaries, because she has like her country music and pop, and now she's re-recording her country music. So she's kind of somebody I can look up to, and knowing that it's okay to do more than one genre and I don't have to confine myself to one. So Julia, Kelsey, and Taylor are my faves. Okay,
and have you seen any of these guys in concert?
I've seen Julia, and I actually met her too.
Oh, wow.
I got a meet and greet with her, and I cried. So it was great. Yeah, so I met Julia and saw her. And I've also seen Taylor. I went to the Reputation Stadium tour. But I have yet to see Kelsey, so I'm waiting for that to happen.
Oh, fantastic. I have seen Taylor Swift in London. And yeah, she was a fantastic artist. The show was amazing. It really was good. I was very surprised. But I think if I had to pick a favourite sort of country artist, I do actually like the Dixie Chicks. I don't think they're called that anymore, are they? They're just called the Chicks now, aren't they?
The Chicks, yeah, they're really good too.
They're good. I've seen them. They were fantastic. They were. Okay, Demi Michelle, I'll tell you what we're going to do. As it's a Demi Michelle special, we've heard your single that came out yesterday. I want you to give me 2 artists that you either know, you look up to, that are unsigned, that we can play on the Unsigned show right now, back to back. Go.
Awesome. Okay, so 2 of my friends. So the first one is New Horizon by Megan Pulis, and the second is Not What I Want by Claire Radel.
I love this. Let's get these on. Here we go.
This is the Unsigned show.
Well, I absolutely love them songs. Thank you so much for recommending them. Jump on the socials, guys. Let us know what you think. So, Demi Michelle, it's been an absolute pleasure. But just before you go, please let us know how can our listeners interact with you. So, what are your... do you have a website? What's your social media? What are you on Insta? That kind of thing. Let us know.
Okay, so I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and YouTube. Just search Demi Michelle, but my handle on everything is at Demi M Schwartz. So that's at DEMIMSCHWARTZ. And I also have an official website, DemiMSchwartz.com, where you can keep up with all of my music. And I also run a fun blog on there that I update regularly.
Oh, I love this. Okay, so Demi Michelle is obviously your stage name, but you are Demi Schwartz, yeah?
Yep.
Fantastic. Your family didn't own that famous toy shop in New York, did they?
No.
I was so upset when that closed. So upset. Honestly, I love that place. But Demi Michelle, thank you so much for speaking to us here on Unsigned. And we look forward to listening to more and more of your songs as the months go on, and we can't wait for the release of the album. So just let us know again, when is that album due to drop?
It is due to drop in the fall, aka autumn. I'm shooting for an October release, but I don't want to give a specific date now unless things change, as they often do. But it definitely will be out later this year. Let's say that.
I love this. Thank you very much. Demi Michelle, thank you so much for speaking to Unsigned.
Thank you so much for having me.
How cool is that? Demi Michelle, thank you so much for being our special guest here on this week's Unsigned, and thank you very much for bringing Will I Ever as well, an exclusive play from the wonderful Demi Michelle. And thank you for the songs from Megan and Claire. Absolutely love them. Now, in between songs, I was chatting to Demi just about music in general and the bands that she likes, and she was talking about Unsigned and how she listens to the show every Saturday over there in the States, and how she enjoyed a song that we featured a few weeks ago by Roisin O'Hagan, a young lady from Essex here in the UK, with that song Girls Like Me, inspired by a nasty message on Instagram. So I'm going to play it for you, Demi. That's what we do. You request a song, we put it on.